Greetings everybody, Jamie here from Riot. Welcome back to Thank Punk, it's Friday. This week it's all about that special time of year again. Nah, f Christmas, it's all about festival announcements. The UK's biggest and best city-based festival, Slam Dunk, made its first announcement for next year's edition. For the old-timers like me, we've got Jimmy Eat World headlining, Taking Back Sunday and 4 Year Strong on the bill. Then for the kids, we've got State Champs, Sleeping with Sirens, and Trash Boat. Jokes aside, this is actually a sick lineup. Jimmy Eat World headlining, their first time playing Slam Dunk, actually an incredible decision. I actually saw someone on UK Pop Punk ask, is Jimmy Eat World that band with that one song? No. Yes, they did write The Middle, one of the biggest songs of the 2000s, which pretty much paved the way for every single emo band that came thereafter to have mainstream success. But not only was Bleed American, the album that The Middle came from, one of the best albums of all time, the albums either side of that, Clarity Before and Futures After, are also regarded as some of the best emo albums ever. If you're a youngster who doesn't remember Jimmy Eat World the first time round, then I urge you to listen to Bleed American, the album, in full, then listen to Futures, then if you like both of them, go back and listen to Clarity. Absolutely cannot wait to be smashed in Millennium Square next year singing Sweetness. Really can't wait for that. This week, Kevin Lyman announced that next year's 24th edition of Warped Tour will be its last. Now, Warped Tour is pretty much the basis for Slam Dunk and any travelling festival, and it's been the proving ground for pretty much every single band in this scene, from emo, pop punk, skate punk, hardcore, metalcore, ska, whatever, you name it, they have all played this tour. I think the tour had maybe lost its way a bit in recent years, especially in relevance to the actual music scene that was going on. Having said that, this year I thought the lineup was actually really sick with some really good new bands, especially UK bands like Creeper and Boston Manor being on there. Then you have bands like Trophy Eyes, Not Loose and Counterparts, all first timers doing an incredible job. Unfortunately, it does seem like it was a little too late for the festival, and they apparently lost a lot of money on ticket sales last year. Hopefully they go out with a bang though. I think they probably have made this announcement early to try and coax some of those older bands back. I know Kevin Lyman said in an interview with Billboard that he'd love to get the bands that started it back, like NoFX, Bad Religion. I think those bands cost quite a lot of money to book nowadays. There's even talk of getting Blink-182 back, or some of the bigger legacy bands like Fall Out Boy or My Chemical Romance even, to reform. Come on, Kevin, if anyone can do it, you can. Who knows? We'll just have to wait and see for next year. Might be one to make a trip to the States for, even for me. I've done Riot Fest the last 2 years and that was excellent. But if my chem reform, then I will be there. Wherever it is, I will be there. On the other end of the festival spectrum, Download have announced their headliners for 2018. Ozzy Osbourne, Avenged Sevenfold, and Guns N' Roses. Hope they've got a lot of John Smiths on tap for all the old that are going to turn up for that. To be fair to Download, last year the Avalanche stage actually had some really great young bands on. Bands like Basement, Code Orange and Touche Amore, and some really good older bands on there as well, like Every Time I Die and Dillinger Escape Plan. So hopefully there will be something for anyone under the age of 40 this year. Also, tickets for Guns N' Roses at Wembley were almost the price of a Download ticket. So if you were curious about seeing what Axl Rose is like nowadays, then actually kind of a bargain. Despite the fact that this is a quiet time for the music industry, there's actually been a load of new releases this week. First of all, Milk Teeth released their second EP of the year, Go Away. Follows on from Be Nice, which came out earlier this year in July. Their second release on Roadrunner Records since signing to them earlier this year. They've announced that they'll be going on tour in the US in the new year with Enter Shikari and Single Mothers. Possibly the weirdest lineup of the year, but also pretty sick. I'm actually going to see Single Mothers tomorrow, and I'm so very excited about it. Of Mice and Men released a new song called Warzone. Their new album, Defy, will be out January the 19th on Rise Records. The announcement of this album completes the transition from Austin Carlisle to the bassist Aaron Pauley taking over as lead singer of the band. This song actually goes really hard for 2 minutes, then just has a little break for a chorus, then goes really hard for a minute again. They'll be touring the UK very soon with Five Finger Death Punch and In Flames, potentially moving away from that metalcore market into more straight metal, maybe? Speak Low, If You Speak Love released a new song called Enough. This is the solo project of State Champs bassist Ryan Scott Graham, and it'll be off his second album Nearsighted, which will be out January the 19th on Pure Noise Records. Forget everything you think you know about Speak Low, because they don't sound like City and Colour anymore. They sound a bit like the 1975 mixed with Tame Impala, but actually better than both of those bands. Super funky, really cool, like 80s kind of psychedelic vibes as well. I was really pleasantly surprised when I clicked on this track, and I think you might be too. Camp Cope released a new song called The Opener. It's a new single from the Australian trio who recently signed to Run for Cover Records in the US. This follows a split with Cayetana and their debut self-titled album, which came out last year. Apparently their second album is already done, so I'd expect to hear more news on that very soon, probably for an early release in 2018. I would guess. Real Friends released a new song called Get By. It's the first new track since their second album, The Home Inside My Head, which was released last year. I feel a bit like since Knuckle Puck released Copacetic and that did so well, they've kind of overshadowed their fellow Chicagoans a little bit, but this song's very upbeat. Maybe with the release of this and their recent tour supporting Neck Deep, they could find some newfound prominence, maybe get some of that limelight back. Onsind's third album, We Wilt, We Bloom, is out today on Specialist Subject Records. I like to think of Onsind as the political wing of the Martha pop machine. They share 2 out of 4 members, and Naomi, the bassist from Martha, also plays with Onsind live. That's out today on Specialist Subject Records. Definitely check it out. Never trust a Tory. Like Cliff released a video for their song Staring at Your Bedroom Floor. It's from their EP For a While, which is out next week on Failure by Design Records. They've announced they'll be touring the UK next month with Don't Worry, and then touring the UK and Europe again in January with Heavy Heart, another Failure by Design band, who just also released a video for their song Easy Mark from the EP On a Chain, which came out earlier this month. My band Smother will be playing the Manchester date of that tour, so you should all come down and see all 3 of us have a great time. 15th of January, 15th of January. Speaking of excellent tours, Free Throw have announced they're coming back to the UK. Follows on from their excellent album Bear Your Mind, which came out earlier this year on Triple Crown Records. They'll also be bringing along the excellent Dry Jacket. Good news all round. Fall Out Boy released a new song called Hold Me Tight or Don't. I choose Don't, thank you Fall Out Boy. This sounds like Ed Sheeran's Shape of You or any Chainsmokers song. Fine, if you like that, fine, I don't. They're touring the UK in March. Hopefully they'll play some old stuff. Last time I saw them, they played Saturday. You know, good song. Take this to your grave. Movements released a video for their track Daylily. It's from their excellent debut album Feel Something, which came out early this month on Fearless Records. Looking forward to catching these guys at a show in December. They're on tour in the UK with Knuckle Puck and Tiny Moving Parts. Very good lineup. And George Gadd released a new song called Not Human. This features guest vocals from the drummer Sean from Modern Baseball. It's off an upcoming album which will be released at some point next year. That's all for this week, guys, but I want to hear from you in the comments below. What festivals are you planning to go to next year? After this year doing So Punk, Manchester Punk Festival, Gross Rock, Slam Dunk, Yarra on Air, 2000 Trees, Punk Rock Holiday, and Dark Tangent Festival, I feel like I've spread myself around a little bit, got the lay of the land. 2000 Trees was incredible. Again, second year in a row for me. Very good. Grows Rock was also great. Cold, because it's in April. They're not doing it next year, so that removes that decision. I'm tempted by Download just because I kind of want to see Guns N' Roses out of curiosity. Good atmosphere at Download as well. I really enjoyed it the one time that I've been. That Slam Dunk initial announcement is very good. I'm definitely going there again. But where am I going to see you? Tell me in the comments below. Let me know. Pop a like on the video if you've enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel or like the Facebook page. Probably won't be a Thank Punk It's Friday next week, just to let you know now. I will be away recording with Smother. If anything big happens, I'll be sure to let you know. So follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that shit. But for now, have a great weekend. Enjoy yourself. I'll be at Single Mothers getting absolutely wrecked, shouting half lit into the microphone. Thank Punk It's Friday!